Hello YouTube, this is Detroit Borg, and SwitchEasy has finally released the Rebel Touch for the 4th generation iPod Touch. As my viewers know, I'm a big fan of the Rebel line from SwitchEasy. I have the Capsule Rebel for the iPhone. This is the iPhone 4, and this is the iPhone 3G and 3GS case. And of course they made a Rebel Touch for the previous generation iPod Touch. Now this is available in several colors. Currently it's available in purple, red, black, and white. I chose the white version to match my white iPhone. Now this is a hybrid case, so it's made of 2 different materials, and on the back it tells you about them. The exoskeleton is made of polycarbonate, while the softer inner lining is made of ADSP, or Adaptive Dynamic Soft Polymer. Included in the packaging are 2 screen protectors, 2 dock adapters, a video stand, 2 headphone jack protectors, a 30-pin dock connector protector, as well as microfiber wipe. Alright, so we have the box of accessories, microfiber cloth, the squeegee for applying the screen protector. Inside we have the screen protectors themselves, and we have a cardboard liner. And there's the case. Now let's just take a quick look to see what's in the pouch. So we have the video stand with the SwitchEasy logo on it. Looks like we have the dock protectors and the headphone plugs. Looks like this dock protector actually fits over the speaker, so that's interesting. We have these 2 dock adapters, one black and one white. And we have some instruction manuals on how to assemble it. Now, if taking a close look around the case itself, you can see that the inside is a very shiny, soft, as they say, ADSP, adaptive polymer material that's very soft, that protects the iPod Touch delicate surface very well. And you can see it's all one consistent texture. This is the soft rubber material here, and this is the hard skeleton material. So let's go ahead and separate them so you can see them. So there you go. You can see the skeleton and the inner liner. So it's a very different design from the iPhone 4. The iPhone 4 actually has a bridge across the top. So you can see that here. Now let's just slide the iPod Touch in. I find the best way to install it is to put the bottom in first and then wrap the top around it. There you go. Now let's put the exoskeleton on. There you go. I think it's on securely. So now that we have the case on, let's take a close look. We can see that there is a very large opening at the bottom for the headphone jack, the dock connector, and the speaker. Now if we look at the buttons again, you can see they're completely covered with these duplicated controls. They are harder to use now. They feel a little more numb, and they're also recessed, so there's a lot more material around them, so they're harder to feel for. Same with the lock switch on top. It still works just fine, but I notice it is much stiffer. I'm going to install these port protectors. So we have one for the dock and the speaker. So it should just slide in. So there we go. We have the speaker free, but the dock covered. And of course we can put in the headphone jack protector. So there you go. I probably should finesse this a little more to get this even, but I probably won't be using these. I would have to take these on and off, and I'm going to lose them. But if you want to protect this in your pocket, that certainly is an option for you. Now, just to warn you guys, I found with these dock protectors that they deform very easily. So while I was trying to force these on, I actually sort of distorted the plastic, and now these don't fit correctly. So if you're going to use these, handle them with care. I'm not too happy with how these worked out. I never planned on using them because they're very inconvenient to take on and off. But that's something to consider if you're buying this case. And we have the dock adapters for the case, so this fits the case perfectly. So if you want to use your universal dock, there you go. Now let's just take a quick look around the 2 devices. Again, you can see the top of the cases are very different between the 2 devices. We have this ridge going down the middle, and the iPhone doesn't have that. It has a frame around the edge, and the Capsule Rebel, or the Capsule Touch, does not. On the side again, you can see a very similar design. We have the skeleton with the softer inner lining. The buttons are covered, and of course we have a switch here on the iPhone 4, which the iPod Touch doesn't have. You see more protection on the bottom for the iPhone 4 than the iPod Touch. Of course, you have this nice cutout. The iPhone 4 case does have this black ring around it because it has a flash, and this black ring is meant to prevent glare. Of course, there's no flash on the iPod Touch, so it doesn't need that black ring. And if we compare the previous generation Rebel Touch, we'll see that the old Rebel Touch didn't have a full frame around the edge. You can see that it's actually open. You can see the rubber or the silicone on the inside. Here we have a nice neat frame which keeps it nice and even along the edge. The top again has the sleep wake button up here, again protected behind the silicone material. Also the same with the volume rocker. And on the bottom you see the big difference here. You can see that there is more material covering the bottom here than on the newest version. Overall, I'm very pleased with the design. Again, I like this hybrid case. So you have this nice hard exoskeleton with a soft inner liner. The soft inner liner, again, seals out grit, and if anything gets in there, it stabilizes it and prevents it from rubbing against the iPod itself. And of course, you have the hard liner, which helps to seal that softer liner onto the device. Again, you have plenty of room for the camera so it doesn't interfere with the camera. You have a good lay-on table design, so if you want to lay this on the table without scratching the glass, you can. The controls are still very easy to access, although they are a little more numb behind this material, which is to be expected. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the bottom. Although you can use protectors and plugs to seal this up, it's not as protective as the last Capsule Touch. So you can see we had a nice liner around the dock and headphone jack, but all of that is gone. So that also means that this piece down here is a little more flappy than I would like to see. You don't really see that on the iPhone 4 case. It's soft, but you have a little more material around there. It helps that the iPhone 4 is a blockier design, so there's more material to stabilize. Now, I have had the iPhone 4 case for quite a few months now, and despite being white, it's held its color very well. There might be a slight yellowing on the softer material here, but it's very slight and very minor, and you wouldn't notice it unless you put the newer case next to it. It does not pick up dirt. It's very dirt resistant. I haven't had a white iPhone case that has been this stain resistant or dirt resistant, so that's been very nice. It has been very durable. It has protected my phone. It has worked very well. It is hard to get off, and I will mention that I had a black case which split down the middle from trying to remove it, so be very careful. I assume this design is somewhat similar, so be very careful when you take this off that you don't split this or you don't fold this too much, because this is a weaker point and will break in the middle. But once again, guys, SwitchEZ does provide a lot of accessories, and the dock adapter certainly is one reason to buy this. Since I do use a universal dock for all my devices, the fact I have a dock adapter makes a big difference. As for the other accessories, the screen protectors, the video stand, I don't really need. Again, we have a little video stand here, so if we just prop it up, there you go. The screen protectors are nice, but I generally don't use screen protectors because they're a nuisance to put on, and I don't really feel I need them as long as there is a nice ridge around the glass to prevent it from being damaged when placed on the surface. So once again, guys, this is Detroit Borg with a look at the Capsule Touch for the iPod Touch 4th generation. Thanks for watching.